Hello, everybody. My poor Lavender. I've been able to give some great people some bunches of her. I just harvested her recently. She was absolutely gorgeous, so I left some behind for the pollinators, of course. But look at this thing. Oh my god. Everything is overgrown. It's kind of fun to watch and see what grows, and by not weeding a lot, there's sometimes things that seed over from last year that you missed, and you're like, oh look. My butterfly bush, like half of it died off. You can see there's a lot of dead wood in there. I have to get in and get out. I wanted to make sure that I could get rid of that, so I waited a little while. So now I can get in there and, cut my butterfly bush like half as big, but that's how nature works, and it still survived though. Sunflower that opened today. I have a ton of sunflowers in here from the bird feeder above me. It's frustrating at times, but I've just said forget it, let them grow. Then my fig tree, you can see there's 2 branches here. That was last year's. So it's very, very hot out front here. So I wanted to see what would happen if I left one in the ground. I kind of sacrificed one for the other 3 to see. But if I had wrapped this last year, it definitely would have, all of it would have survived. But look at, it's huge. Absolutely huge. Better than it had ever been. I don't recommend doing that, but it goes to show you when you get rid of a little bit. I'm super excited about that. I will be wrapping that this year. These are the biggest leaves I've ever seen. So it's definitely a huge benefit to put them in the ground. I knew it was going to be. I knew growing them in pots, they would never get as big or be as happy as they were in the ground, but I tried, and I live in the city and I rent, so now I have 4 fig trees to put somewhere. Maybe bigger pots. I don't know, definitely give them some more love this year. And this is another sunflower. They're everywhere. Little baby sunflower, and I get all different sizes, which is kind of cool. My alliums, 2nd year. They're still growing their legs. I have them tied up to the branches, so I just left them and tied the alliums up to them, so I didn't have to disturb the dirt down there. It worked, at least for this year it will. Come out here and give them some love. Wanted to see how straight they would stand on their own, and then I could tie them in smaller bunches. Oh, sunflowers, surprise. Got some lilies opening. Another small sunflower. Sunflowers, they're everywhere. And it's all because of the bird feeder Kenny has up there. So I get a bunch of free sunflowers. Then this right here, this is fennel. It's got to be like 8 feet tall. And this isn't even bigger of the 2. This is just one of them. I planted them 3 years ago, and they were small, probably about actually the size of that sunflower right there, about 3 years ago. And I did split the other one a little bit, and I left this one like that. It was really just to put them in here for bouquets. I like the way they look in bouquets. So I just a few and see what would happen. Never ever expecting that 3 years later I would have an 8-foot one out here. But I'm not mad. It's fun to watch. So I did a little research on it. I guess this is a seed fennel. They said fennel can bolt, but I honestly, like after 3 years, I don't think. It's a seed fennel, and I'm okay with that. See, they never formed any bulbs. They're kind of cute, cool. They're big. They're cool. I can't wait to cut them and use them in some bouquets. More sunflowers, more sunflowers. Look at all the sunflowers. They say a gardener doesn't grow a garden grows a gardener. It's true. I would have never planted sunflowers before. I have a few times and had my heart broken just because the squirrels came and got them before they got to open. But when you plant this many of them, well, when you have this many that grow, if you lose 1 or 2, it's okay. You still have a lot of them, but I would definitely grow more sunflowers. More sunflowers, more sunflowers. My prickly cactus. It's just cool. Hens and chicks. Borge. Mallows, more sunflowers. So anything that grows over here by this cactus can be high drought because I don't water a lot over here, and this cactus probably pulls a lot. I had a willow tree, a curly willow tree in my front, absolutely gorgeous, so cool for Halloween, and it died. And they like a lot of water, and I didn't water a lot over here, and as you can see, there's a lot pulling, so it was the second time it dried out. These were actually suckers that grew from the original one. I got it from a local nursery, and it was actually a clipping of one from the botanical gardens. A volunteer that worked there got it and grew some and gave a bunch away, and that was one of them, so that's cool. But she's gone now. Very sad. So as you can see, I have some work to do. I won't be pulling too much out, enough to get around on the rocks so I can step in here. I have all these beautiful rocks in here. They were donated to my garden from Danielle Jones. She handpicked all these rocks, and her and Greg drove them back from the country. There's enough of them in here to make a girl happy. And I've had them for about 15 years. So any of the big river rocks you see in here have gone to 3 different gardens with me, and they're from Danielle. And then there's my red foxtail clover. We've had a tight relationship. I get in there and I usually deadhead her pretty quick, because as you know, she's a clover and she'll take off. So I'm usually good about cutting it all, and I use it in arrangements. I've let it go too far this year. I did cut a few off, but now I just got to get out here and deadhead so I don't have this all over next year. Some lilies that were planted years ago and have, I think, never bloomed. And they bloomed this year. Same with a bunch of daffodils on the other side. They were absolutely beautiful, and they had never bloomed before. So it's either a good year or my little bumblebee Scarlet brought them for me. And my daylilies, mallows. One little stick of these and they went crazy. So everybody knows about borage. That spreads like crazy. That's actually a weed back there. Well, an invasive flower. It's considered a weed because I didn't put it there. More sunflowers. It's just insane. I hope I'm not making you guys dizzy, but I'm just trying to grass from the bird feeder. This is the only thing that there's some clover. Sometimes I leave a little bit of clover. I like it. But all this grass right here, this is all from the bird feeders, and this will go crazy. And if you don't get in here, if it's growing in between anything and then it seeds, I get even more. So that's a little bit of a nuisance. And this is I actually was out here not long ago, and I cleaned it up maybe about 3 weeks ago, and this is how fast this stuff grows in 3 weeks. All right. So before I go, I want to thank everybody for the outpouring of love and support this week from my family. We definitely appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed my garden. And hopefully I'll be motivated to get out here.